Hey guys, and welcome to What's Cooking. In this video, I'm going to teach you 4 awesome tasting salads. One of them's with a pumpkin, one of them's with capsicum, the other one's a lamb salad and a mixed bean salad. Now, I'm going to start with what takes the longest, and that's the capsicums and the pumpkin. So all you got to do, get your whole red capsicums. You can use green, but I strongly recommend you use red as the flavour's a bit sweeter and a lot nicer. You don't need to put any oil or open them or anything like that. They can go straight in there like that into the hot oven, and they'll pretty much steam inside their own skins. Now guys, pumpkin's really hard, so just be really careful. Follow the cutting steps that I showed you in the safety video, but just make sure you've always got, or you always start on a flat. That way the veggie's not going to roll anywhere, and you're not got any chances of cutting yourself. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just making like wedges. Okay, so it's on a nice flat surface, just taking away the skin. If you've got a really good peeler, you can use a peeler. See, that's nice and flat too. So I'm just going to go down the line, cut that pumpkin just like that. Now pumpkin's one of those Aussie favourites. Everyone loves pumpkin. Now you can also just cut wedges of pumpkin, drizzle a bit of olive oil on them and just throw them into the oven, just in the skins. But I'm just gonna do it a bit more gourmet style. So again, just slowly, make sure you're using the crown, guys. Keep an eye on your thumb, because the thumb and the index finger are the ones that are really popular when you cut. Okay, so that's it. Now I've just got some seeds in here. I've got my spoon. Just gonna de-seed. If you're a real enthusiast, then you can actually use the pumpkin seeds. Just wash them, and then you can just slow roast them in the oven, and you can just eat them when they're really dry and put a bit of salt on them. Got all pumpkin seeds in front of the TV instead of chips or KFC. Okay, so the most important thing, guys, is just make sure that when you're cutting the pumpkin, it's all the same size. Otherwise, you're gonna have one piece that's cooked, one piece that isn't cooked. Okay, so just chop away the pumpkin in there like that. So nice little, you can cut whatever shapes you like, as long as they're all the same size. That's it. Now, I'm just gonna put them in the same tray as the capsicums, because I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Otherwise, I'm gonna be here all day, and you are too. So if you want to try both the salads at the same time, why not? Okay, so they're ready. They're going into a preheated oven for about 40 to 30 minutes. Just keep an eye on them at about 200, 220 degrees Celsius. Just keep an eye on them, check them out. Okay, so I'm coming over to my pumpkin. Now my pumpkin will cook earlier than my capsicum, only because it's a lot smaller than the capsicum. So it's got some brown edges, that's a good indication that it's cooked. Just gonna give it a poke. Yep, nice and soft. Make sure it's not al dente, it's not pasta. We're just gonna let that cool down. Whether it's a sunny day, a winter day, you can have it either warm or cold. It's up to you. Now the capsicums aren't ready. You can see that they're starting to wrinkle and get a little bit of blackness. Just turn them around. Make sure you do the other side so it's got nice interaction with the heat in the oven. Put them back in. Now they probably look like they need another 15 to 20 minutes. We'll go back to those. Okay guys, well I've got stuff in the oven. I want to show you a really beautiful, tasty lamb dish. It's a lamb salad. Another great favourite. I'm using lamb cutlets. You can use pork, lamb chops or lamb backstrap, lamb rump, whatever you've got that's available. Now these are really nice. They're pretty lean as well. So all I'm doing is I'm going to season them first. Just a bit of salt, just to get that fat rendering and get all that beautiful flavour out of them. I've just put some ground coriander and ground cumin. That's optional. It's just going to really enhance the flavour of the lamb and just take it to a whole new level. And I'm just going to put some pepper, of course. And as I mentioned to you guys before, when you're cooking meats, there's no need to season both sides, because then it's just going to be really overpowering and you're just going to confuse your taste buds, and the whole objective is to taste the lamb. So when you're eating it with other condiments, you really get a good balance in your mouth. Okay, so I've got my pan preheating. I'm just going to use some of my beautiful friend olive oil over here. The pan's nice and hot. Once you see that the oil's moving, it means it's hot. You can either just put your hand over it like that. Don't put it inside, guys. Just if you feel some heat, be nice and hot. Season side down or presentation side down. Now they're just going to sizzle away. Depending on how you like your meat, you can have them medium rare, well done. Choice is yours. I want to cook these lamb cutlets to approximately medium well. I tend to really truly believe that the more you cook lamb, the more flavour you get out of it. So I'm going to go into my salad. I'm just going to start with some wild rocket. Now rocket comes from Israel originally. It was brought over here. Another ingredient is some brown rice, guys. Now this is really going to help with your digestion and keep you nice and full so you're not binge eating. You can use any other type of grain or small pasta, but in this particular dish I'm using brown rice. It's really nice. I've got some baby beetroots. Now I've already boiled them and I've skinned them. So they're nice and cool. I'm just going to dice them up. You can use canned beetroot or you can use whole big beetroots. Just roast them off or cook them as you would potatoes. Now when you're getting canned vegetables, just look at the ingredients list. Make sure there's no additional preservatives and salts. Canned vegetables aren't that bad for you as long as you have a look what's also in that can with it. If it's got water in it, for example, it should be okay. It should be completely fine. Now this is going to be almost like a Greek salad. So the first thing I'm going to do is just going to put some chopped tomatoes, put some chopped red onion just for that extra colour. Okay, so I've got my tomato and my red onion in there. I'm just going to grab my beetroot. We all love beetroot. You know, there's nothing better than beetroot. It's nice and sweet. Complements lamb really well, or any other game meats. You can have it just if you're a vegetarian, then you can just have this salad on its own on a nice lunchtime. It beats any takeaway foods, guys. It's full of flavour. It's really healthy for you. Okay, so that should be enough beetroot for me for today. Go in there with my rice. You can use as much or as little as you want. Now this just gives my salad just that extra bit of body and a bit of feta. This is very Mediterranean style salad. I can hear that meat speaking to me. It's telling me to turn it over. I don't want any black-sided lamb, so I've just turned it over. Look at that. It's nice and crusty, nice and beautiful and golden. That fat's rendering really nice and crunchy. Now we're not really going to eat that fat, but it's just going to keep the lamb nice and moist. Now what I'm hearing here is telling me to also turn that down because I don't want anything burning, guys. So just turn it down. Listen to what the food's saying to you. Now I'm just going to put it aside. That's going to keep cooking. The pan's nice and hot, and I'll come back to that later. Okay, guys. So there's additional other things that are going to go into this salad just to make it really gourmet and just out of this world. You can stop there, but just get curious and follow this recipe and you won't be disappointed. Now I'm just going to season it. Some black pepper. Some salt, remembering that we've got feta in there, guys. We don't want it overpowering. Some olive oil. In this instance, I can use red wine vinegar, you can use a yogurt dip, you can use lemon juice. I'm using balsamic just to give it a bit of variation. Now, remember to put your thumb on the lid so you don't overflow the salad with balsamic. You've got good control. Bit of balsamic. Now, I've also got my favourite ingredient in almost everything that I eat, which is really high in vitamin C, guys, so it's really going to help you get ripped, is some lemon juice. Bit of lemon juice. I want to give it a bit of mint. Now, remembering, guys, just check out the truth about food so you know exactly what you're eating and how all these foods can affect you and help you lose weight. Okay, so I'm just going to give this salad a nice mix. So the lamb's almost ready. Remember, rest your meats when they come off the heat, when you turn the heat off, just to get them back down to room temperature so they're not really shocked and become really tough. So, I'm just going to plate up my salad. You can use your hands, guys. There's nothing wrong with using your hands as long as they're clean. I'll use tongs this time. I'll just move all this out of your way so you can see me cutting up this beautiful salad. It's just so fresh and wholesome. So we've got all those colours. You can use couscous, you can use spelts, any green that you so prefer. Now this is very gluten free guys, so if you're gluten free or a celiac, please feel free to dig into this salad. Now I'm just going to grab my lamb, just let all those juices of the lamb just devour that salad and get it all really nice and succulent. Okay guys, the capsicums have been in the oven for about 40-45 minutes. They're all nice and wrinkly. Now they're still warm, so just let them cool down. Now a lot of tricks that chefs use is just, once they're out of the oven, you put them in a bowl with some Glad wrap or plastic, and that just continues to steam and the skins come straight off. I don't need to do that. Look, it comes straight off anyway, so I'm just going to prevent you wasting that time. Get the core out, get the skin out. I'm just going to split the capsicum in half. I'm going to split it in half. Now with my knife, I'm just going to run over the skin. Just get all those seeds out. You don't really want them in this salad. Now guys, please give this salad a go. It is absolutely to die for. It's really good. And it also goes well with your favourite bread, again, or your favourite meat, whether it's fish, chicken, lamb. Now you can see how easy the skin comes off. If you're having trouble getting the skin off, I recommend you do try that plastic or Glad wrap technique. And if it still doesn't work, it means you haven't had the capsicum in there long enough. So when you check in the oven, to make sure that those capsicums are ready, make sure they're either really black or the skin's completely wrinkled. And that will be a good indication then that those capsicums are ready. Now if you've got a small amount of seeds guys, it's not a big worry. The only thing I don't want you to do is run this capsicum under cold water, because that water is just going to take out all those beautiful oils and vitamins and nutrition, and it's just going to make the capsicum really bland. So we really want to obtain as much flavour as possible. Okay guys, so I've skinned those capsicums. I've taken the majority of the seeds out. All I'm going to do is simply just slice them roughly. Now this salad is best eaten warm, but you can have it cold as well. You're probably thinking, what the hell? This guy's making a capsicum salad. Guys, when I first got introduced to this dish, I thought the person was absolutely crazy until I tried it. And it's really good, like I said, with if you try that sourdough rye bread, if you just give that a nice toasting with some drizzle some olive oil, toast that, and that just goes amazing. It could be almost like a capsicum bruschetta. So I've got some basil here. I'm not going to cut it up, because when you cut basil it just goes black instantly. When you tear it, it sort of just keeps its colour a lot longer. So all I'm going to do is use it almost like a lettuce, guys. Like, I want you to really develop your taste buds, really explore. Don't not give anything a try just because you think it doesn't look good. You've really got to give things a try and you really surprise yourself. So I've got the basil in there, nice and beautifully. I'm just going to get some parmesan. Look at that. That is absolute magic, guys. Beautifully grated parmesan on top. So we've only got 3 flavours in there at the moment. We've got the beautiful sweetness of the capsicum. We've got the freshness of the basil. Okay, so now we're just going to finish it off with that European dressing, that red wine vinegar dressing. Now I've got, as I explained in the dressings video, just some red wine vinegar, some extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of garlic. I've got no mustard in this one. And I'm quite simply just going to drizzle this amazing Spanish Italian style dressing on there like that. Plenty of juice in there to soak up with your bread or your favourite meat, or just on its own. Okay guys, that pumpkin's nice and cooked now. It's beautifully cooked. Okay, now I'm just going to assemble this salad, and I'm going to show you what you can add to your roast pumpkin just to take it to another level, to take it to a more gourmet, restaurant-y sort of level. Now we've got some baby spinach in that bowl there. You can use any lettuce or any green that you like. I particularly like baby spinach in this dish. So what I'm going to do, add me pumpkin. Get all the juice, all that oil that comes into the pumpkin. Don't waste the flavour, guys. This is where all the flavour comes from, all those juices and stuff, okay? So I've got my pumpkin in there, and I've just got some red onion over here. I've just soaked it in water because I don't want that heat from the onion in this particular dish, because pumpkin's nice and sweet. Don't want to sort of interact or fight against the pumpkin. So, okay, so I've got that in there. I've got some walnuts. Now you can use any sort of nut that you like. Please don't use nuts if you've got a nut allergy. Just roast them off. You can pan roast them, but don't put oil in the nuts, please, because it's just going to burn them. I want to make a slightly different dressing here. Now I've just got my beautiful glass crystal ball. Now I'm just going to start with a little bit of honey. Now honey is very natural sweetness. I'm just going to use about half a tablespoon in there, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of balsamic. Now balsamic probably works the best with this dish. Just controlling the lid. Just a little bit of vinegar. You don't want to overpower the rest of the pumpkin and the spinach and stuff. Beautiful extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit. We don't need that much on this particular salad, guys. The pumpkin's nice and moist, and it's got all those beautiful juices coming out of them. So I'm just going to give that a little bit to add the dressing. Now always dress your salads at the last minute, otherwise they're going to go really soggy. To get the best results for this particular salad, just make sure that pumpkin's still slightly warm so it can wilt that spinach, and just bring it down, just melt it down. Just got all that beautiful dressing in there. Now, up to you whether you want to add parmesan or any cheese at all, or if you want to add feta or whatever. Now when you add particular fats to different carbohydrates, it sort of balances things out and eases digestion. So don't be scared to use your favourite cheese. Now, I'm just going to give it a little mix. Now this dish, as I said, you can have on its own if you're a vegetarian, or if you want to have it with some of your favourite meat, just as a little side dish. Look how beautiful that is, guys. Look how simple it is. Now, there's no point of complicating dishes, guys, or just getting ahead of yourself. You've got to get the basics first, and then you can actually advance in that. So that's probably enough spinach for me there. As I said, I want to finish off that salad with those beautiful walnuts, just to give it that beautiful texture, and pumpkin nuts just go together hand in hand. I'm using parmesan in this particular salad dish. Look at that, mate, it's snowing. It's absolutely beautiful. There you go. Add as much or as little as you like. Get in there with your favourite bread. And that's it, done.